Today's episode is about changing your limiting beliefs. Hello and welcome to the Successful, Sensitive and Intuitive Entrepreneur podcast. My name is Lydia Sophia Wilmsen and I am an intuitive success mentor for sensitive entrepreneurs. In this podcast, I speak about the challenges sensitive and intuitive entrepreneurs face. I offer you new perspectives and solutions, as well as experiences of other entrepreneurs. Plus, I speak about my personal experience of being a highly sensitive person who has successfully built and scaled 2 businesses. All of that with the goal to make you and your business even more successful in your very unique and authentic way. Have fun and enjoy. This episode has been requested by some lovely members of my audience again and again. And today I will give you one mindset tool, which one of my former coaches, Lydia, first brought to my attention. And obviously I use a lot of tools, a lot of different things. However, this is one I have been using, the past 10 years. And for me, it really works. It seems to be, or it is simple. It is not always easy. And I will give you some more ideas on how to work with it. I call it flip your script, or not only I call it like that. However, for you, if you don't know it yet, flip your script. And it's basically a mindset tool, a mindset practice for you to use. It is super quick, nothing fancy to do, no crazy stuff at all. Very simple, yet not always easy. A little background for you. Limiting beliefs are in your life because you keep retelling them to yourself. They are stories. They are the story of your past and your current life. And as long as you keep retelling them, they will shape your future. They will shape your life again and again. So what could those beliefs be? I'm not good enough, big one. I am not happy. I cannot be happy was a big one for me. I can't go to my next level. I always fall back to the level I was before. I just can't make it to the next level. Or I'm not needed. My service is not needed. No one wants me. I'm not lovable. If we go into relationships, I'm not made for relationships. No one loves me. If we go back to business, I hate selling. I'm salesy. No one wants to buy from me. My offer is shit. If you go into your, around your body issues, I'm too fat. I'm too wobbly. No one likes how I look. I look ugly. I'm not fit enough. You can find stuff in every area of your life. And you can check in with yourself. What is the predominant issue you have right now? The predominant limiting belief you want to shift, and then go with that. And guess what? Your thoughts create emotions and vice versa. They go together. And from there, they create your behavior. What you do and how you do it. For example, if you say, I don't feel good enough, I am not good enough, you behave from that level. Whatever you do comes from that belief. So you even might go out there, like in your business, and approach new people you want to do business with, or you want to do marketing with, or whatever. So you perhaps even do aligned actions, however, from a limiting belief, from feeling small, from feeling not good enough. So there won't be conviction in how you do it. And guess what? It won't work. And it will, again, strengthen that belief, I'm not good enough. No one wants me. If you go to relationships, if you have this belief, I'm not lovable, you will behave in that way. And through that, either attract people who really don't love you and are not really good to you, or you don't attract anyone at all. In friendships as well, if you want more connection with your friends and you have this feeling, I'm a bad friend, or no one wants to be friends with me, you attract strange people, or you don't have people in your surroundings at all. You always create life scenario around the beliefs you have. And you show up with this belief really strongly ingrained in your subconscious mind. And in that way, your belief is being affirmed again and again, gets stronger, and hence it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Flipping the script is a mindset exercise, and as I said, simple as fuck. And it means start telling yourself a different story. I know some of my clients know this the inside out. They probably already hate me for saying that because I always come around with that. And it works. Start telling yourself a different story. Start telling yourself the opposite. So if you think I'm not good enough, what is the opposite belief for you? I'm good enough. I am amazing. If you think I'm not lovable, I am lovable. I'm appreciated. If you think I'm fat, yeah, you can say, I have an amazing figure. If you think I'm ugly, you say I'm beautiful. Whatever it is, find the opposite belief and start telling that to yourself. And in the beginning, it is totally confusing. It is a huge issue for your mind if you come around with that. In the beginning, you say like, why should I actually tell that to me? Because I know it's not true. I know it's not true. I see it every day. No one wants to buy from me. I just can't go to the next level. Here is my evidence. I can't make it work, so I can't go to the next level. I am not good enough. Here, again, someone showed that to me. I'm not good enough. Like, what the fuck are you telling me? Now that I shall say to myself, I'm good enough. So yeah, I get it. I have been there. And the more I used the tool and the more reference I had that it works, the more I could step into that place of, yeah, I'm saying something opposite than what is seemingly true right now. And I just keep doing it until it becomes my new reality. That's all you have to do. Super easy, right? Or super simple, so to say. If you keep saying and speaking that out, last time I spoke about the power of words. If you keep saying that to yourself, if you create a new story, if you do that long enough, there will be change. Your mind will adapt. Because what you keep telling yourself, at some point your mind will start believing. This is how the media works. Just look out there. People are crazy in fear because they are being told every freaking day to be in fear. This was the main objective of media all the time. If you look at marketing, this is how marketing works. You see something out there, again, like often enough. And at some point you think you need it. You just read it often enough, and at some point, if it somehow is becomes visible to you or is resonating with you, at some point you think, I want that. The power of repetition lies in that, and the adaptability of your mind. Because guess what? What you're believing right now, there might have been there was a situation when you started believing that, and you made it your story, and then you kept retelling yourself that story. But it was never a fact. It was never a fact that you were not lovable, that you couldn't sell, that you wouldn't be able to go to the next level, that you are ugly, that you're fat as a fact forever. Because as a baby, like when you were born, there was a situation when you were not fat, because otherwise you wouldn't be on this planet. Or whatever you tell yourself. It started at some point and became a self-fulfilling story, which kept going, which kept being reaffirmed, or which was reaffirmed again and again. And this is why it is your reality right now. So you believe those thoughts because they have been ingrained in you. And as I said, they didn't root in something reasonable. Just because someone said to you, I hate you, or I don't love you, or seemingly showed that to you, doesn't make it reasonable. And since then, you have only looked through this lens of this belief and let every experience affirm this belief again and again. And you weren't aware of all the other situations where you could have believed differently, because that happens day in and day out. You unconsciously chose to not notice them and put everything that happened into that same or onto that same belief, reaffirming that belief. And this is what we can change consciously. You can consciously rewrite your script now. The more you start telling a new story, the more your mind will look for evidence that this is true. If you bombard your mind with that, it will crumble, it will give in. If you're a very strong-willed person, it might take longer. However, there are tools to speed this up. If you keep telling yourself the opposite, at some point it will start looking for evidence that this is true, what you're telling yourself. Your mind always does this. Tell yourself something negative, it looks for evidence and it finds evidence, because you can find evidence for whatever you are looking for. Tell something positive, it will look for evidence and it will find something at some point. As I said, there is evidence for everything out there. So you have to keep doing that until it becomes your new way of being. And then obviously you also start acting from this belief. And in some time, this will be your new normal. And once you have positive references, positive examples that this works for you, it becomes a no-brainer. It becomes so much easier. I can easily now shift my scripts, and sometimes, it still takes time. However, sometimes it happens in a day. And I live from this new set of beliefs then. Therefore, flip your script. If you just do this for a week, set yourself a time. Several times a day, go into that new story. Start telling that new story to others, to yourself. Find small pieces of evidence for it. Look out for evidence, actively. And every time you slip into the old belief, counteract it. Stop it in that moment of telling yourself, I'm not good enough. Saying, I am good enough. You're just playing with time here, actually, nothing else. With your own ability to shift timelines. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. If you have a very active mind, as I do, and also at some point deeply attached to your old limiting thoughts, if you're a person who has very strong convictions in negative thoughts, you can also ask yourself to start the whole process. Ask yourself why you want to keep them. What do they give you? Why have you chosen to believe those limiting beliefs? This helps to basically weaken the whole system you live in. To ask yourself, why do I keep those limiting beliefs? What do I not have to do now that I still believe this limiting belief? Now that I still believe I'm not lovable? What do I not have to do when I believe that? What do I not have to give up when I believe that? Why is it safe here when I believe that? What would happen if I actually started believing that I'm lovable? What is the fear behind being lovable? What is the negative outcome that could happen? What do you not have to do if you keep believing you're not lovable? Ask yourself those questions, journal on them, to start weakening that system. And then again, do the rewriting your script, the flipping your script. And especially for you, as I said, with a very active mind, with a very strong-willed mind, you can combine this, as I said, with journaling, writing it out. I wrote it out for a long time. All those things I have in my life now, I wrote this story. And I had a very different story before. Even what happened this year when it comes to happiness, last year and this year, have been a game changer for me when it comes to feelings of letting go of feelings of loneliness and sadness. I was very successful in business already. I had rewritten that script and then I rewrote it on a personal level. And I live all of that, what I wanted. However, it only happened when I shifted the script. When I flipped the script to that what I actually wanted to happen. And in the beginning, for example, this happiness thing, I thought I would never truly be happy. And this was such a strong thing. I did so many things around that. So many, timeline therapy and whatever. And it was still in me. Until I started looking out for actually the opposite until I started telling a different story and doing a little bit more like of other things. For example, if you want to make this stronger and not keep it in your mind only, if you're a person with a very active mind, it helps you to go into your body. I use this very often. So on a body level, like use more physical approaches to also anchor this new belief on a body level, like embodied dance. Dance with this new belief. How would you, with this new belief, dance? Dance as if no one is watching. So like do this at home when no one is watching. Use your body. Use embodiment. Use meditation. Use tapping, wing wave, trance processes, mapping across. Choose your methods, whatever it is, with this new belief you want to have in your life. And then from the beginning on, start acting from that belief. For example, if it is around selling, like if you believed, I love selling, I'm an amazing salesperson, I'm an amazing saleswoman, how would you freaking show up? Okay, the first date might be hard. You might reach out to a person and feel totally stupid. You keep saying that to yourself and making this your new belief. The next day, you will do it again. You look for evidence that this is true. Do the work. The third day, you do it again. The fourth day, and it will become easier. It is practice. You can build your mind muscle. It's like a muscle. It works the same way. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. The same with sports. When I began to do sports, I didn't do sports like very much when I was in my teens, because this was not what we should do. So later on, when I really started, it was more in my late 20s that I really started with like workouts, like proper workouts. And I'm very fit now, but I wasn't then. I was like smoking, doing all that stuff, you know? Yeah, but now I can skip workouts for 2 weeks and nothing changes. I can even not work out for a year and I look the same. So when I do a workout, it is easy for me. I love it. It's still obviously I need like physical, it's exhausting. However, my body knows it. It lives from that level now. By the way, I spoke with a friend yesterday who said like, I have such a strong belief that I'm never going to be fat, and I have never ever gotten over XYZ kilos. And she also had another belief around money, which became her reality. That she was able to go out of debt in a short amount of time and make a lot of money and build her savings, to go from debt to savings. She started to live from that new belief. Guess what happened? This is her reality now. And you think it needs to be more difficult? That you need to do more crazy stuff that this actually works? Then I invite you, my dear, to choose the belief that it can be easy, that it gets to be easy. Flipping the script has been one of the many tools that has helped me to totally rewrite my story. Coming from a place of mental prison and mental abuse to really a life of freedom and ease. And if I can do it, so can you. And it does not mean that you will always believe in those beliefs. There will, of course, be times where you think the opposite. Like when you do work around your cycle. There are times when you go into dark places, into shadow, into self-doubt. However, having ingrained that new belief, you know you will get out there. It is just a going back for a time, and you will be back in your positive set of beliefs. There is a deep knowingness in you. And you know that it is just part of your cycle in that moment to go to those dark places. I have countless examples from clients who said they would never have a great relationship with their family members. Guess what? They flipped the script. They have an amazing relationship with father and mother. They thought that this relationship they were in was damned. It wouldn't be able to keep going. Guess what? They did the work and most amazing things happened. Around business, that they would never be able to make more than 1,000 or 2,000 euros a month, that they would always struggle. 2 months later, the first 10K month. They thought that they never could be fit, that they could never be happy. sometime later, fit as a shoe or whatever you say, and feeling happy like never before. Others thinking that this business they were in just couldn't be scaled. That there was no next level for them. Guess what? Flipped the script and they came up with new inspired ideas on what products to create to actually scale their business. It all starts with the stories you tell yourself. And there is no way around to shifting those stories. And you can do it because I have done it. If you need further help, especially as a high-achieving, sensitive entrepreneur with a very, very active and strong-willed mind, hello, I've been there, that's me. And if you need further help to shift from hustle to ease and much, much more freedom in your life on all levels, internal and external freedom, message me via my social media profiles or use the link in the show notes. So much love to you and speak to you soon.